Alright, hey guys, how's it going? Wanted to do kind of another long form video just talking about the exotic armor changes that are coming with the next season. Bungie put out a Twab about it. By the time this is out, the weapons Twab will be out, so like I'm a week late, but I'm just going to be covering the Warlock armors like usual. So let's just get right into it. First we've got Skull of Dire Ahamkara. Let's see here. They're increasing the amount of super refunded per kill, but the total super gain is capped at 50%. I really don't know how much of a change that is because I haven't used it in forever. I don't think many people have. Depending on how many things you have to kill to get that 50% back, that might be pretty good. But I feel like it's gonna just be used like you swap to it super and then swap off, which I'm kind of against. I really think like if you're using an exotic, they should kind of be like that's your exotic, which is kind of why I'm against supers that, or exotics that just affect supers. Because it doesn't touch your neutral game at all. I feel like it should do like a bit of both. So yeah, depending on how many things you have to kill to get 50% of your super back, it's going to be good for like Devour or Top Tree. If you have like Controverse Hold or Nezerax, you swap to this really quick super and then instantly swap back. If that's how you want to use it. Otherwise, I guess just having your super back 50% faster isn't too bad. Next is Phoenix Protocol. Let me see here. I don't have its ornament, unfortunately. You can only get, here, let's see, capped the amount of super energy you can regain once your super ends at 50%. So that's worded kind of weirdly. I assume it just means you can only get 50% of your super back in a well. I know this has been nerfed before, but like if there are a ton of things to kill, you'll get your super back in the well. Like if you're doing Altars of Sorrow. This one hurts it a lot, I think. I was never that much of a fan of it because I feel like for most things, you're gonna have your well up whenever you need it anyway. Like if you're doing a raid, you're gonna have your well up every DPS phase without Phoenix Protocol. So it's more just used for like, I guess for horde activities. I know for Reckoning it was used, but that's not in the game anymore. And then, I don't know, just yeah. So this one hurts worse than Nova Warp or Nova Bomb because a lot of the exotics affect the well itself. So you have, let's just say Boots of the Assembler. It's going to be shooting out the empowering bolts, which I've heard conflicting things, but I'm pretty sure that empowering bolts are stronger than the rift itself. So if you wear these boots, you're giving everyone a stronger damage buff. If you're running Lunas, everyone's gonna have maxed out reload, and they're gonna have the bonus range. And now with the Stag changes, which I'll talk about in a bit, you'll also be getting just a lot of damage resist in the well. So these are things kind of unlike Skull, where you're gonna super and then you're done. You can take the helmet off. There's no exotic you'd want to wear using like a Nova Bomb besides Skull, if you see what I mean. Like, I don't think a single exotic changes Nova Bomb at all. besides Skull. And then with Phoenix Protocol now, you have Boots of the Assembler, Lunafaction, and the Stag. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll still be used for some things where you don't need maxed out reloading or damage resist or more damage, just to have the well a lot. But yeah, so that one is affected more with the exotic swapping, because there's multiple exotics you'd want instead of just swapping from neutral game to super. Anyway, Stormdancer's Brace. This is a big one, which I think might change up the meta a bit. So it's this exotic here. Each enemy you defeat with Stormtrans increases the damage you deal with Stormtrans. I used it a bit when I first got it in Shadowkeep, and the damage is cool, but it's you might get to the damage Chaos Reach does, which, why don't you just use Chaos Reach then? And then I think Chaos Reach with Geomags is even more than it, so it's what's the point? I'm using a subclass with an exotic to deal less damage than another subclass's normal super. So, yeah. But now, it's getting the super refund of Skull of Dire Ahamkara or Phoenix Protocol. So that's big, because now this is just better than both of those others in terms of functions, because this is only going to give you super energy and I guess damage resist too. I don't think that ever plays a part in anything really. It's not it's a roaming super, it's a one and done, okay. And then this is just super regen. So you have super regen, okay, and damage resist, and then super regen for kills and assists. And now this is gonna be greater super damage and super regen. So it's kind of a mismatch balance-wise for the subclasses in terms of the exotics. I don't know in the future if I'd want to do something to either of these two to make them the same level as this, but I'm excited for the change to the Stormdancers because I want to run it with an arc class. So yeah, I'm excited for that. It's just weird, the mismatch now between these super regen exotics. Now you have one that just is super regen and damage. And then, and it's based on kills, but it's a ad clear super basically anyway, so you'll be getting it probably to 50% every time, I assume, most of the time. And then Geomags is getting nerfed. They're just cutting off the sprinting part, which I think has already been nerfed before, because it used to regen at 75 to 80%. Now it seems it's at 90% it'll regen. People are saying this is going to affect it in PvP, and it will for sure, but I was using Chaos Reach for trials and such, and I only used Ophidians. I think maybe once or twice I switched to Geomags to get that last 10%, but it kind of just felt more like a hassle, and I'd just rather not do that. So, I don't think it'll affect it that much, which is good, obviously. It's really good for PvE, because the damage increase is almost double. You're chaos reaching for a long time if you're hitting something, so that's good. that's not getting hit. So these are now basically just like that Titan exotic. What even is it called? Curse of the Falling Star. That's basically all Geomag stabilizers are now. It's just a super damage increaser. So yeah, like a Curse of the Falling Star or a Celestial Nighthawk. That's all these are now. So again, it's something you're going to want to use when you super, but it does nothing for your neutral game. So again, it's in that realm where it's like, oh, I can run, let's say, Crown of Tempests, and then when my super's up, I switch really quick to Geomags, pop my super, and then drop it off and put Crown of Tempests or something else back on, which I think is a bad precedent to set. And I don't know if Bungie, I don't know if that's like an intended thing Bungie wants players to do, because I kind of feel like they want them to not be like swapping exotics like that. But anyway, Veritys Brow. One of the ugliest exotics, so I hope it gets an ornament soon. But it's getting like a buff and a nerf. So the nerf is changed to trigger only when you get a weapon kill that matches your subclass energy type. And that's pretty impactful. Pretty impactful, because right now it's any energy weapon kill grants death throws, which gives a bonus to the damage of your grenades and grenade energy. And then when you have death throws and throw a grenade, nearby allies gain increased grenade regeneration. So everybody has more grenades, and you get like death throws times 5, I think it goes to, really easily if you just use like an energy primary. So having it be changed to your subclass energy type is really it feels bad, because for example, there's a stasis build that's all about spamming out Bleak Watchers, and you're doing that with this helmet and then Salvager's Salvo, because that has Demolitionist on it, and you shoot it, you kill like 5 things. It has demo on it, so you're getting the grenade regen, and then you're getting energy weapon kills because it's arc, so that's all going into your Veritys Brow. You're getting more grenade regen, and then you usually run like firepower on it too. So that's not going to be doable anymore with stasis or any other subclass but arc if you're using salvagers. And then for stasis, you're only going to be able to use stasis weapons, so I'm not even sure if something like Cryosthesia works right now, because the exotic isn't changed yet. So maybe I'll check that out quick when next season comes out. But I know we're getting stasis weapons next season, so maybe there's some that like make up for it being restricted to class only, like subclass matching only. But the buff is basically the grenade damage was 10% per stack, so up to 50% at 5 stacks. So your grenade is 50% more damage. Now it's 20% per stack, so at 5 stacks you'd have 100% more damage on your grenade. So that's really good. It's gonna be super good for like top tree Void Walker, because you're already charging your grenades to do more damage. So if that like double damage on like a double damaged grenade, that's going to be really crazy. And then it just acts like as a Nezarec Sin, because you're going to be using a void weapon, except it just affects your grenade. But yeah, I'm interested for this because a lot of grenades are strong with Warlock, so it's going to be cool to see how impactful these changes are. I'm just sad that it's hurting some of the builds we have already. The Stag is being changed. Hooray. I used this like once, and I wanted to use it a ton because I have this really beautiful ornament for it. But like, I'm using if I use the exotic, I'm like gimping myself. So the change is it grants damage reduction to allied guardians. Okay, sorry. Grants damage reduction to allied guardians standing in your rifts, and is 25% against PvE enemies and 15% against players. So I feel like this is going to be good in PvE and PvP. I always focus more on PvE. It's just what I prefer, but I do PvP a bit, so that'll be interesting to see how that affects TTKs for certain guns. But I think all this is getting removed. If that's all getting added on top of this, that's going to be really interesting, I think. But it doesn't say like in addition to all this or in replacement of. It just says grants. So I don't know if it's a total rework or what, but I'm excited for this one because it might be used for day one, like the day one raid. We'll have to see if you got some really tough enemies. Having 25% damage resistance in a healing rift, you're probably going to be almost unkillable. So it's really, really interesting. And if you do like Devour or something, you can really like put a rift down and defend that position even without any cover, you know, getting hit by a ton of ads. So I'm interested in this. And then, as I said earlier, this is going to affect Well of Radiance now. So if you pop this with a well, you're going to be getting the well healing and then the well damage resist from this. So something like Templar, if you're doing Master Vogue, probably is not going to be able to kill anyone. You know how sometimes he like just blows someone up unless you have concussive dampener. This will probably prevent any of that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this works in like really high-end PvE. And then it'll be cool to see in PvP how it affects some TTKs. I'm just glad it's getting some love because it's really nice looking. And then Promethium Spur, the last one. I've never used these ever, and I've only seen one person ever use these. And then that's when I learned, I think it's when your super's up, they glow. There's like fire shooting out of all these like nozzles or spouts here. So it looks cool when they have their super up. It's like, whew, there's fire spouting out of all of these holes. Just looks cool. And you can't really see it in here. There's a few exotics like that have effects that you don't get to see in the customization screen. But the changes. All these changes are in addition to, it specifies, it says in addition, has additional functionality as like the literal. So while Daybreak is active, defeating combatants or guardians creates a healing and empowering rift at their location. So it's kind of like a mini well in size and like the effectiveness of the healing and the damage. So anything you kill with your Dawn Blade spawns like a mini well there. And it sounds cool, but it never had a purpose really. If you want a bunch of mini wells, you'd probably just be better off running well. And then if you're running bottom tree at the time, because it's getting changed next season too, you'd just be better off running like Dawn Chorus. So it was like a niche gimmick that like didn't really have a place in the game. But now it's getting all of this, plus while standing in a rift, solar weapon kills give you class ability energy. which is cool. So if you just place your rift down normally and you kill a bunch of stuff, it's kind of like Phoenix Protocol, except for your normal rift, where you'll get it back. And then that's also cool if you, say you super kill a bunch of stuff, and then your super ends and you land in one of those rifts. You have a solar weapon, you'll get your rift back up. But you're probably going to have your rift because you're coming out of a super. Anyway, sorry about Discord. When you have your class ability energy full, so when your rift's up, solar weapon kills consume your rift and spawn a combination healing empowering rift at the target's location. Okay, so I should have read the whole thing. So this whole exotics thing is going to be killing stuff to spawn like that double rift wherever they are. So it's not just your super now. Now it's any solar weapon or super kill. And solar weapon only when you have your rift up. But if you're in a rift, solar weapon kills give you rift energy. So you're going to be in a rift killing stuff. When you get your rift energy back from the rift regen, it consumes it and spawns a rift over at that other enemy. So it's going to be cool it's going to be a cool gameplay loop of killing something, standing at it where you killed it, killing something else, and then them dropping that double rift, and that creates like a new place for you to hunker down. It doesn't specify you need to be a solar subclass to do this. It just says solar weapon kills. So you could use this for like bottom tree arc, so you have a bunch of rift souls or arc souls. I don't know how useful that's going to be if it works with other subclasses. But I'm really interested for this one. This one seems really cool. So yeah, generally I'm excited for all these changes. Veritys Brow, I'm kind of sad about it, but I'm also looking forward to the new things I'll be able to do with it too. And then Stag, it'll be cool to actually like be able to run it and not be trolling. Another thing too, there's also that stasis thing that gives you a lot of damage resist when you're near a crystal. If that like is multiplicative or additive with this damage resist, you're gonna be almost immortal. If you're like next to a glacier and then you rift, you're gonna be like really unkillable. So that's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, I'll probably do a video coming up about the subclass changes, and then I'll probably talk about how those can intermingle with these exotic armor changes. Because I forgot I didn't do a video on that, so I didn't want to talk about like subclass changes coming up that I haven't even explained yet. So yeah, this video is just based on what we have right now, and then next video I'll probably like bring it back to what those are getting changed to. Alright, thanks for listening to me ramble on about Warlock Exotics. Yeah, I wanted to get something out because I'm gonna be gone for like a week or so I won't have a chance to make a video, so I want to do something I can make kind of quick because I'm leaving soon. So I thought I'd just ramble on about exotics. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know any builds you think are going to be used with these new changes. Any neat synergies you see. Yeah, thanks for watching. You guys have a good one.